Today on the MWHS Wildcat News.
Millard Superintendent Jim Sutphin discusses new snow day policies.
Show choir hosts the annual Music Lives competition.
Professional comedian Matt Geiler squares off with his son in the drama department's Improv Show.
The cheer team performs in the Jam for Jim event.
The Air Force performs a variety of songs for students in the auditorium. I'm Caitlin Willard.
And I'm Edison Geiler. Welcome to the MWHS Wildcat News.
Good morning, Wildcats. We hope you're having a great start to your Friday.
Yes, today is February 7th, and we're back with a brand new set of stories for you to watch during quality time. The first of which is about Millard's new snow day policies this year.
As all of you are aware, the district has implemented e-learning days into the schedule, replacing days that normally wouldn't hold school and push us closer to staying past Memorial Day. Superintendent Jim Sutphin has experimented with these days to try to help the year end before the last Monday in May. Our online editors, Jasmine Hermosillo-Padilla, and our entertainment editor, Ellie Hahn, sat down with the superintendent to discuss the details of how this policy will affect Millard residents.
With the winter season approaching, many get excited for the possibility of a snow day. This year, however, Millard Public Schools implemented the start of e-learning in 10 a.m. late starts. The district had a trial of this new way of learning during the last year and wanted to see how successful it could be the next year.
Last year, we got back from winter break. We did not have a full week of school until the week before spring break. It was really hard on people. It was start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. And students didn't know if they were supposed to go to school or they were supposed to go sledding. So we're like, there's got to be a better way. And we thought maybe technology could help with that.
The goal of e-learning days was for students to be able to learn outside of the classroom even on a snow day. This way classes can still work on their curriculum while not getting behind.
Specifically for AP Chem, I don't have a lot of time. Our test is early in May, and the amount of content that I have to cover between January and early May is a month short of time than I get in the fall.
These out-of-school learning days are not intended to take up a majority of the students' day, but to simply keep them on track with the criteria and further their classwork.
We did a survey last Friday, sent it out to parents. We had over 5,000 responses by Monday. And elementary, the average has been about 2 hours. Middle school, the average has been about 3 hours. And high school, the average has been right around 4 hours.
During these snow days, teachers have had opportunities to be more creative when it came to creating assignments for students to complete.
Since we had the E-Day and we had a test coming up that week, we needed to prepare for it and learn another presentation basically. So we had like a group FaceTime on this app called Zoom, and everyone logged in and the teacher could pull up her presentation basically, and we could follow along and take notes.
Ultimately, these e-learning days will count as a regular school day in hopes that the district will get out before Memorial Day.
I hope that our students continue to embrace e-learning. Give it a try. Independence in your own, driving your own learning is a great thing. It's something that will serve you the rest of your life. I hope our teachers continue to reflect and get better, and our administration does the same thing. Ultimately, we want this to be how we have a snow day.
For the MWHS Wildcat News, this has been Ellie Hahn and Jasmine Hermosillo-Padilla reporting.
Thank you to the superintendent for coming down to Millard West to participate in that interview.
Last Saturday, the Millard West Show Choir Group hosted the annual Music Lives event. It lasted from 6 in the morning to midnight with 30 groups across Nebraska performing. All members of Swing Cats, Uptown Girls, and West in the Groove showcased their talents for packed crowds in both the auditorium and the gym.
The event raised a lot of money for the show choir program. However, they couldn't actually participate in the competition aspect. All of their shows were just exhibition performances, and in the end, Westside High School ended up winning.
Katie and I attended the event and interviewed a number of students in show choir about how Music Lives differed from previous years. Oh, you got me love-struck, love-struck. Oh, you got me so love-struck. On Saturday, January 25th, Show choir groups across Nebraska gathered to compete in the annual Music Lives competition, which Millard West hosted. The event was an all-day affair starting at 6 in the morning and ending around midnight.
This is not only to fundraise, but it's also to get the kids in show choir kind of immersed in the other groups, like other groups around Omaha. So like we get to talk to a lot of different people in different groups, and it's a really good time.
Since Millard West hosted this event, each show choir group spent the day helping attendees. Students and parents alike volunteered by setting up, serving food, and helping the other groups prepare for their performances.
It's way different than other performances like competitions we go to, because those we're competing at, we're trying to win, and this was just, we were an expedition act, and so we were just kind of showing off our show for the first time. And there's not really a worry about getting first place yet. There will be next time we compete.
Although they were not allowed to engage in this competition, Scats, Uptown Girls, and Wigs still performed their exhibition for extra practice and to show the audience what they had been working on. West and the Groove ended the competition with their performance.
Oh, it helps a ton. You just want to give out more energy on stage and just give it all for the people who are dancing with you.
Now that you're here, follow me.
Wigs' performance offered a unique challenge by incorporating French in their songs.
It wasn't hard. We had a lot of French teachers help us, like come into our room and just show us how to pronounce it properly. It was difficult at first, just learning the words and learning just general pronunciation, but other than that, I think we got it down.
This event was not only a competition for high school show choir, but middle school as well. After the final performance, the finalists were announced. 6 of the show choir groups would be moving on to the finals after the Music Lives competition.
Our competition is generally pretty early in the season, so it allows the groups from all around our region to sort of get a feel for, who's going to be doing really well and what every group needs to work on.
This has been Edison Geiler and Caitlin Willard signing off. Show choir has even more to add to their performances, so if you have not seen a show this year, go check them out at Elkhorn High tomorrow, which will be an all-day event.
Every year, the drama department performs their Improv Show to fundraise money for the International Thespian Festival. However, this year had a little more definite theme. On January 30th, comedian Matt Geiler squared off with his son, who happens to be sitting right next to me.
Yes, the theme was Geiler versus Geiler, so my dad had his own team and I had mine. We rehearsed the show for about 2 weeks, so come showtime we could be ready to go. Like you said, this was a fundraiser to send a theater student to the International Thespian Festival. It's a huge celebration of young thespians across the nation, and it's in Bloomington, Indiana this year, so we need some extra money to go.
Well, congratulations on the performance. Our other online editor, Natalie Eljamal, and our assistant sports director, Miguel Paredes, watched the performance and interviewed from both Eddie and his dad about the preparation that went into the show.
On Thursday, January 30th, the Millard West Drama Department held a very special event in the auditorium. It was Millard West student Edison Geiler against his dad, Matt Geiler, pitted against each other.
My dad is a snake, and he's a slippery one too.
Normally we talk at each other's backs, because if we look each other in the eye, we will punch each other in the throat.
The two of them chose their teams and practiced to try to become the better improv group. They used this event to gain publicity for the theater department.
So we were thinking what would be a good publicity thing to do for this show, because with improv it's like there's not a whole lot to publicize, so we were thinking of different ideas, and then I think it was Bree Nelson who brought up we should do a Geiler versus Geiler thing. Because my dad said he'd be on board for doing the show, so we were thinking, how can we incorporate him? So we thought of the Geiler versus Geiler thing, and then we split ourselves up into teams.
Matt Geiler has been doing improv for over 20 years now, and he passes on his skill and technique to the new age of improv.
point of the improv show is to throw all the scripts away. Instead of a play like you'd normally see in the Millard West Theater, everything's improvised, everything's off the top of your head, and so it just gives the students the opportunity to perform, but without having to think of anything or memorize lines ahead of time.
Improv is something that anyone can do, no matter what your skill level is. The performance was mixed with state improv champions and new students, and the crowd was seen laughing all throughout the night.
I have been in theater for about 3 years. I started freshman year, I was just doing some of the classes, but now this year I'm starting to do like shows and stuff like that. And then next year I'll probably do improv team.
The theater department will be back in action with their new production, H+, on February 21st and 22nd. This has been Natalie Eljamal and Miguel Paredes Reyes with the MWHS Wildcat News.
Again, congratulations to the drama department on a successful night of improv.
Thank you, Katie. Next up comes from the cheer team. As we speak, they should be in Orlando, Florida to participate in their national competition. Last year, they actually earned second place, so obviously this time around they're striving to be the best cheer team in the country.
Before that, though, to celebrate their send-off, cheer teams around the Omaha, Lincoln area came to the Jam for Gym event, February 2nd, to showcase their routines. It was not a competition, but judges were involved in providing feedback for each team. For Millard West specifically, the event also doubled as a fundraiser to raise more money for equipment and travel expenses.
Staff reporters Emma Baker and Morgan Weir talked with some of the cheerleaders and sponsors at the event to learn more about how the Jam for Gym specifically helped with nationals.
On February 2nd, cheer teams from all around Nebraska gathered in Millard West Gym for the Jam the Gym showcase. It provided Millard West cheer team not only the opportunity to raise funds for equipment and competitions, but also offered dozens of teams the chance to perform in front of an audience before their last big competitions of the season.
We put this showcase on every year, just not only for our benefit to get ready, but also for other teams that are preparing for either nationals or state, and we bring in some really qualified judges and they give a lot of feedback, so that also will help us.
But there's so much more than a single showcase that goes into a perfect performance at Nationals in Orlando. The varsity team tirelessly prepares to create a show-stopping 2.5 minutes in hopes of bringing home a trophy.
So we practice every Monday, Wednesday, we do 6 a.m. on Fridays, and then we go Sunday nights too. So we have about 4 times a week, and sometimes we also go to Nebraska Dance because we do our motions in front of a dance studio, like mirrors, so we can see like exactly what we're doing. But yeah, we practice here. Sometimes we don't leave till like 10 o'clock at night because we have to come in at such a later time because basketball's in the gym.
The ones that drive to and from cheer competitions supporting the girls in the stands know how much work and sacrifice the cheerleaders put in.
As a parent, I am filled with emotions and excitement for them because they, like I said, have worked so hard. To see them be able to do this and do this on top of all their other academics and everything is just amazing.
This cheer season has had many challenges. The team has faced a tremendous number of injuries, leading Coach Lane to put the lowest number of girls that she's ever had to put out on the mat. But that has only fueled their desire to come back strong. With the second place win at Nationals last year, they're looking to rise even higher.
We're ready to win. We have a hunger to win this year. We didn't as much last year, I feel like, but it's like back.
Make sure to send them good luck wishes and congratulations as they perform at Nationals this Friday, February 7th and Sunday, February 9th. You can follow them on Twitter at MWCheer and on Instagram at Millard West Cheer. Signing off for the MWHS Wildcat News, this has been Emma Baker and Morgan Weir.
Although they're not at the building currently, we wish the best of luck to the competition cheer team to win nationals.
Finally, we have a story about the Air Force Heartland of America Band. The organization is dedicated to inspire patriotism, connect communities with the military, and honor our country's veterans, per their website, by performing various music numbers. It has a lot of branches speared over the Midwest area, which is why they accepted the invitation by Millard West to perform in the auditorium on January 28th.
7 service members either played instruments or sang in front of many students from different classes.
Our staff reporters, Annalise Smalley and Morgan Weir, talked with the members of the band about the impact these shows have on high schoolers.
On January 28th, Millard West was able to invite the United States Air Force Heartland of American bands to perform in the auditorium.
Sure, the Air Force Heartland of America band has reached out to our school several times in the past, and I think this is actually their 3rd time being at Millard West. I've been familiar with them because I used to work out at the Bellevue Public Schools, and Bellevue East High School is about 2 miles from base, and so we were very familiar with the band. We knew what quality music they had, so I know that every time we get them to Millard West, we'll never be disappointed in their entertainment.
The band consists of Air Force members who want to introduce high school students to a different view of the Air Force.
We like to go to high schools because a lot of young students don't really realize the level of professionalism that they can attain if they join the United States Air Force. And we give a working example of a public affairs mission, how we engage with the community, and this gives them an opportunity to see the Air Force uniform out there and to see the level of quality, the quality of professionalism, and perhaps maybe think about joining.
It benefits not only students but also the members in the band who get to create lifelong memories of making music together.
Oh wow, well first of all, I get to meet...
He gets to play with me!
Exactly, I get to meet all these great personalities that are in the band, all great musicians, and we get to work together and, overcome the challenges of, learning and being able to execute songs at a high degree.
The members of the band perform at high schools, Air Force bases, U.S. embassies, and overseas to spread American culture.
There is a lot of hard work, and it's a very diversified job. So there is music and preparation for music performances, but we also do all of our own operations work and transportation, and we have to travel all over the world sometimes.
The audience was able to get involved by dancing, going on stage, and singing along with the songs.
My favorite part of the performance would probably be running around, getting people to get up and dance, and just to get up off their feet and show Wildcat spirit.
They have been performing since 1943 and will continue to spread uplifting music with their high-energy performances for years to come. This has been Annalise Smalley and Morgan Weir for the MWHS Wildcat News.
One last thank you to the Air Force Heartland of America Band for coming to West to perform. And that'll do for this week's broadcast.
If you want to see more stories like these, you can follow us on our Twitter at MWHS Catalyst and follow us on our Instagram at MWHS.Catalyst. We upload all of our content ranging from articles to podcasts on our website www.millardwestcatalyst.com. So following us on our various social medias will help you stay up to date with our latest stories.
I'm Caitlin Willard.
And I'm Edison Geiler, signing off for this week of the MWHS Wildcat News.